What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Ark the Lad 2. I've cleared out this area of monsters, so now we can continue our way through the Sealed Ruins. The Sealed Ruins in Brakia, of course. And yet more dudes to fight. Seems like it's going to be something of a recurring theme in this area. Then again, that's not that uncommon for this Sealed Ruin type areas. So, I'm just gonna kill these guys off screen. Well, that was fairly unpleasant. This area is really open, and there's like pretty much most, if not all, of the other fights I've fought in this ruin so far have been very kind of narrow areas. But this was just like, hey, here's like 8 robots, fight them all at once. So, both Shanti and Sonya ended up dying in that fight. Partly because of the openness, and partly just because I was being at least a little bit reckless. But it's really not that big a deal, because these are, after all, sealed ruins. So, now that I'm done over in that area, there is a heal point right here. And I can heal myself back up to full health. And I was coming back this way anyways. So, I don't really find that I am too distraught by my failures. And next up is to come down this way, where there will no doubt be more guys to kill. But this time around we do have a narrow area, so we should not be as brutally slaughtered as last time around. Okay, so another battle down. And this time, we get some Rico's grass. So, where'd it go? There it is. Use that on elk. And I'm gonna use a strengthened fruit on Gruga, rather than heading back to the save point again. And we're gonna march onwards. More bad guys. That's quite a few of them. This might be a tricky battle. Well, that actually didn't end up being too hard at all. I got a little bit lucky just because I ended up being able to catch a whole bunch of them in a big AoE and just kill them before they could do a whole lot to me. So we got a blue flail in there. That might be useful for you. I'm pretty sure only monsters can use flails, so if you happen to have a monster that uses a flail, then yay you. And we also get power unit 10. So, let's figure out where that one. Upgrade Deekbeck a little bit. I'll look at his stuff after I'm a little bit further into the ruin, because as you probably realized by now, every single sealed ruins contains 2 power units. So now we gotta make our way... Oop, that's not where I want to go at all. Back to the heal point. One interesting thing about these ruins is all the enemies in here are basically like level 60 and up. So I actually don't feel too bad actively using Gogen, and because of their level, I kind of feel like I have to, just because the enemies are kind of strong. So he's really helpful just to kind of take all the guys out with AoE, and for once, I don't feel guilty at all using him. It helps that the level of my other characters is getting pretty high as well, but yeah. So, we returned all the way to the front of the ruins. If you recall, in the very first area, there were 2 stairways we could have taken. The ones in the bottom left and the ones in the top right. To begin with, we took the ones in the bottom left, and now this is what we get when we take the top right. Well, look guys. Well, those guys were dealt with pretty handily. So, grab our loot, an atrophy ball, and a super rod. take a look at that super rod. It's got the word super in it. Clearly it's got to be good. It's got good attack power on it. Actually, it's got very good attack power on it. But it doesn't do anything for my magic or anything like that, so... Unless I can add like some extra effects to it, then I don't really care. It's not something I've ever really looked too deeply into, but a lot of times when you level up items, you have the ability to add effects to it. So like you can see that this Platinum Edge has increased counterattack level. Where, kind of like the Shoes Tommy Gun has attack and defense down debuffs attached to it if you level it up. So you can do some pretty interesting stuff. I'll have to look into that later, but for now, no Super Cane for me. And once again, we have two diverging paths here. We can go this way, or all the way over here. We can go this way. Or if you got particularly beat up, you could always go back to the heal point, but I'm gonna go this way. And yep, more bad guys to bash, because we haven't disposed of enough robots already. Well, that was actually pretty easy. Just the way the robots were situated, they all grouped up like first along this wall, and I was able to AoE them from right here, and then they just kind of grouped up at this corner. And between that, like, I was able to take them, pretty much all of them out just with big AoE really easily. Spirit Seed. Probably doesn't do anything interesting. Yeah, it doesn't do anything interesting. Oh well. Down we go, a little further into the depths. And more robots! So, those guys are dead. We got a full power fruit. Now the full power fruit, despite, you might think it's like a full healing item or something like that, but actually, it increases your level by 1. So I'm going to use one of those on Elk. Now he's level 57. Handy that. So we're done with that little side path, so head our way back upwards. This is a good opportunity to head down to the other side of the ruins if you need to heal up again. But I think I should be fine. Let's see. Gogan, Elk, Shanti. Yeah, I'm pretty good. A couple people are at like half MP, but whatever. More guys, jeez. Honestly, I actually was not expecting there to be robots in this hallway. But, no such luck. And another one bites the dust. We're almost done here, but these fights just take so much time. Well, I mean, they don't really take that long, it's just there's so many of them. So many robots to kill. And then, of course, as I say that, this turns out to be like the fastest battle in existence. You may have noticed that the formation that the robots were in when they started out the fight here was pretty much perfect for like annihilating them with AoE. So that's what I did. And this is the final area of the Sealed Ruins. And more robots. Well, that looked kind of odd, but the bad guys are dealt with. This is a kind of long fight just because it's a very, very large area, and there's this whole, like, you have to go all the way around here kind of thing to get to the end of it, but I cheated a little bit. Before I go into that, let's take a look at the items though. Got a phalanx, a bastard sword, and all the way around here, we've got a life nut and power unit 11. Okay, so equip power unit 11 on Deke. What kind of abilities does he have? Acid breath, quick silent, try and change enemy? Let's change enemy. I'm not actually sure what that does. Now where'd that life nut go? There. Oh, life nut. Oh, there. It's right there. Okay. Now, just to explain quickly what exactly I did in this fight, just because I thought it was kind of clever. So I cleared up to this area, and I split up. I sent Ark over here, or Elk rather, over here. I sent Sonia and Shanti over here, and they had like 1 or 2 enemies to deal with each. But then over on the other side of this area here, there were 2 enemies here, and to get across here, I just teleported with Gogen. But there's this thing you can do with teleport where if there's someone like in front of Gogen, he will take them with him. So basically, I had Gruga stand right here, I had Gogen stand right here, and I had them teleport over, so both of them made it across. So that's something I don't think I've ever really demonstrated before, so I'll try and show you what that's like in a future battle. But it's pretty handy. And so with that, we are done with the Brakia Sealed Ruins. So I am going to head back to the surface, rest up, probably sell off some useless items, and I'll catch you back here for the next episode of Let's Play Ark the Lad 2.